that marred the end of the NFC Championship game, specifically what and how the league handled it internally, both that night and in the days thereafter. Will there be any repercussions on the officials involved? And finally, what can the league do, if anything, to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again?
Well, Jeff, let me start on the basis. Listen, we understand the frustration of the fans. I've talked to Coach Payton, the team, the players. We understand the frustration that they feel right now, and we certainly want to address that. So whenever an officiating is part of any kind of discussion post-game, it's never a good outcome for us. We know that, our clubs know that, our officials know that. But we also know our officials are human. We also know that they're officiating a game that moves very quickly and have to make snap decisions under difficult circumstances. And they're not going to get it right every time. As I say, they're human. We have worked very hard to bring technology in to try to make sure we could do whatever's possible to address those issues. But technology is not going to solve all those issues. The game is not officiated by robots. It's not going to be. But we have to continue to go down that path. Go back specifically on Sunday night, I think Coach Payton spoke to Al Riveron, our head of officials, immediately after the game. Al told him that that's a play we want to have called. I have spoken to him. Troy Vincent, the head of football operations, have spoken to him. I've spoken to Mrs. Benson. Coach has also spoken to the competition committee, Rich McKay, the chairman. So there's been a great deal of communication and making sure that they understand that. As far as where we can go, we will look again at instant replay. There have been a variety of proposals over the last, frankly, 15, 20 years of should replay be expanded. It does not cover judgment calls. This was a judgment call. The other complication is that it was a no call. And our coaches and clubs have been very resistant, and there has not been support to date about having a replay official or somebody in New York throw a flag when there's no flag. They have not voted for that in the past. It doesn't mean that we won't. It's something that we're going to put to the competition committee, see if there's an answer to that. But the reality is that's been at least an opposition philosophically for many clubs.
Roger, Bob Glauber over here from Newsday. Has your thinking evolved on the idea of using replay to cover officiating calls? And if so, do you have a line of thinking about whether you would recommend to the competition committee, which you have done before on other issues, that they think seriously about including penalties in the replay review system?
Well, Bob, first off, I thought you were going to ask about AR, but you didn't today. But as it relates to what I think my role is to make sure that the competition committee understands that this is critical for us to analyze, to evaluate, and try to see if there's a better solution than what we have today. As you know, our rules do evolve. We have made changes to our rules every year. We try to get better. We try to learn. And I think that has been very effective. I think the game has never been healthier. I don't think the game has ever been officiated at this level. It's extraordinary. And I want to say about our officials, they're men and women of high integrity. And they're people that, when people are talking about officiating, they know that's not the outcome they want. And so I know they're disappointed also, but they work hard to make sure we improve officiating, and I think they do an excellent job. But as I say, they're human. I think the committee will definitely consider this. It is always what happens in the competition committee is not just considering a solution, but what are the unintended consequences to that solution. And that's part of this issue of not wanting a replay official or an official back in New York throwing a flag on a no call. If that happens, you could have multiple fouls on a play that people are looking at. Now, there's solutions for this, and I'm not suggesting that. That's what the committee has to focus in on. What are the solutions? What are the unintended consequences? And come up with something that we think can keep the competitive nature of our game, but also improve officiating.
Commissioner Richard Graves from Sky Sports in the UK. The NFL have announced there'll be 4 games once again this year going forward, 2 of which will be played at Tottenham Hotspur.